Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Des and this is Books and Stuff, and today I am reviewing New Orleans Vampires, History and Legend by Martha Woywod Crandle, and I'm not sure I'm saying her name right. So a relative of mine loves New Orleans and they bought me this book. There's a restaurant there that they go to, or a wine shop or whatever, that sells vampire wine. And I had gotten some for Christmas. It comes with the like blood bags and little capes on them and everything. Really cool. And if you guys don't know, I absolutely love like the Twilight and Dark Shadows. I watched that, the whole thing. So vampires are pretty cool. So this is actually, there's legend in New Orleans that back in the decades, like eras, there were people who may or may not have been vampires. So, blood and the Big Easy. New Orleans has a reputation as a home for creatures of the night. Popular books, movies, and television shows have cemented the city's connection to vampires in public imagination. In the early days of Louisiana colonization, rumors swirled about the fate of the Casket Girls, a group of mysterious maidens traveling to the New World from France with peculiar casket-shaped boxes. A charismatic man who moved to the French Quarter in the early 1900s eerily resembles a European aristocrat of 100 years prior, bearing the same name. A pair of brothers terrorized the town with their desire to feed on living human blood during the Great Depression. Marita Woywod Crandle investigates the origins of these legends so intricately woven through New Orleans' rich history. So the author of this book is related to, as a descendant of, the gentleman that Dracula was based off of. She did not realize that until after she moved to New Orleans to open up a vampire boutique. So this takes you through those three stories. The Casket Girls, the gentleman who resembles somebody 100 years prior, and the pair of brothers. It takes you through their stories and what the legends of them are. What I loved about this is it left it up to you. Like everybody, obviously every legend has maybe a little bit of truth to it. Do vampires exist? Are they walking around now? Is it a thing? Obviously, vampires have evolved from even Dracula to Twilight and, say, Edward Cullen, of what they look like. So this has a lot of history in it. It has a lot of pictures in it from New Orleans. Some things are like what they look like back in the day and what pictures of places are. I've been wanting to go to New Orleans. I'm just waiting for my son to hit, 21 for us to go and be able to take him with us. After reading this, I would love to do, they had like actual vampire tours, you can walking tours and stuff you can take, as well as other tours in New Orleans. This book was phenomenal, and it is a very short read. Literally, it has 106 pages in it, and that's if you read the afterwards part of it. There's 106 pages in it, and like I said, a lot of the pages do have pictures, so they're not, so it's a very quick read. You can read it in a sitting, depending on what your time constraint is. But phenomenal book. I definitely recommend if you like vampires or the history of, even like the history of, because this book does tell you how New Orleans became. Like they were bringing women over to wed people who were working there to build a colony, to build New Orleans. So how the French Quarter became and how all that stuff came, it has a lot of history. So if you like the history of stuff, how that stuff happened, or even like how these legends may have became legends, or the whole vampire thing. So I definitely recommend checking it out. Again, it is New Orleans Vampires, History and Legends, and this has a lot of facts in it, more of the legends, and it leaves the interpretation up to you. So whatever you choose to believe is yours to believe, and there's no right or wrong because nobody really knows the answers to these. unless you encounter one, maybe you would know. But apparently there are still people today who identify as vampires. They gave a number there, but a lot of them are in New Orleans, and they have doctors or nurses or whatever, medical people who will feed them blood so that they can live like a vampire. Of course, we do know nowadays you can, nothing would be surprising you, but there's like a whole thing of people who identify and believe they are vampires, and live off of blood. So check it out again, New Orleans Vampires, History and Legends by Marita, Woywod, Crandle. And if you've read it before, or if you have any thoughts on this, or if you like other legends about this that she might not have mentioned in the book, please comment below. I would love to hear them. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time.